Hello and welcome to the Ebbenflow podcast, episode 13. And in this episode, we're talking about seed oils. We're gonna do another research episode because seed oils is something that I'm familiar with, but it's nothing that it's a subject of many perspectives, we'll say, because seed oils are pretty much in everything we eat nowadays, especially in developed first world. I don't know if it's just developed first world countries or every country, but certainly if you just start looking at ingredient labels, which is something that I did not used to do in my life. I would just mindlessly go to the grocery store and pick up like bread and candy and like Aunt Jemima's syrup and then just go home and that's what I would eat. And then I started coming across these videos on like TikTok and seeing tweets. Started following people in the holistic health space and started looking at ingredient labels and wondering what am I actually eating? And probably the most prominent ingredient that I've come across when I started looking at ingredients labels is seed oils. I would always see canola or soy lecithin. I don't know what soy lecithin. It's probably, I don't know. This is a research episode, so we can go in many directions. This isn't a seed oil, but like red 40. Red 40 is in a lot of things, and I don't know what that is. Like, I am eating a color and a number. That's strange, but So I started looking into what seed oils are, and I guess maybe before we get into the research, I can tell you what I think it is based off of everything that I've accumulated so far. Seed oils are derivatives of seeds. They're made from seeds. So you have there's cottonseed, I think. There's rapeseed, which just sounds like rapeseed. Yeah. Want to be eating rapeseed? Cool. Soybean oil and I think corn oil. I'm not sure. But basically, they go through an entire manufacturing process where a bunch of chemicals and deodorants get added to the seed oils and they get heated up and they just get put through the fucking ringer of manufacturing and processing. And then at the end, you get this little shiny greenish looking bottle that you put into a plastic bottle, and it's been labeled as heart healthy, like vegetable oils. But it's been ever since it got put into our diet, I've seen research of cancer rates increasing, and just obesity rates increasing when seed oils were introduced. I believe it was originally used as engine lubricant in World War II. And then when World War II ended, they had all this leftover vegetable oil. And they, I don't know who's they, the powers that be, had just realize they could make a profit on it if they maybe funded some studies that said, hey, seed oils are good for you. And then that would just give them the excuse to sell all their seed oils to bakeries and food manufacturers, start putting them in their food. And so, yeah, once I became aware of all this, and seed oils are apparently, they're inflammatory. They cause inflammation. They're It's not good if you have seed oils in you while you're in the sun, because your seed oils may expedite sunburn. So yeah, I mean, I've been cutting down on my seed oil consumption since I became aware of this, probably about a year ago. And I still eat seed oils to this day. I feel like if you were to get yourself too locked into this anti-seed oil movement, then you're kind of missing out on a lot of flavor of like foods like Chick-fil-A. I had Chick-fil-A last week and it was awesome. I guess like maybe something that's worse for you than consuming seed oils is stress. And if you're stressing that you're eating seed oils because you think that the right way to live is to not consume seed oils, then you're actually being more of a detriment to your health, as opposed to you just consuming the seed oils and not judging yourself. So it's definitely has its place in modern day life. And I personally try to avoid them as best I can, but I will indulge from time to time. And if I can avoid them, if I'm going out to eat to a restaurant with like friends or family, and sure, I'll get it. I'll get seed oils, whatever. So yeah, let's look into it. I'm gonna put myself in share my screen here. And all right, so we're on Twitter, and let's I looked up seed oil thread because a lot of people I follow in the holistic health space write about seed oils. So let's look at Case Bradford here. This is a thread of power, the seed oil rebellion. So this is a video of seed oils being made, and I'm not gonna play it, but it looks like it's just goop, and it's coming out of some industrial machine as like some sludge, and it looks disgusting. So let's keep going here. Massive rise in seed oil consumption, decline in animal fats. So we look, animal fat is blue, it's going down as time goes on, and vegetable based oils are orange, and they're increasing as time goes on. Carnivore Aurelius, this is someone that I really enjoy following. He's talking about seed oils here. Consumption in 1850, 1% of calories. Consumption in 2020, 10% of calories. And currently cancer, Alzheimer's, and diabetes are on the rise. So I guess you're seeing a lot of correlation here, but it is important to recognize that correlation does not always equal causation. Just because cancer and diabetes and Alzheimer's are going up at the same time that seed oil consumption is going up doesn't mean the two are related. So again, taking all this with a grain of salt. Okay. Brett Ender here, also another cool dude to follow. These are the PUFA. PUFA is polyunsaturated fatty acids driven. So PUFA driven diabetes. It looks like the seed oils is increasing exponentially. And margarine and butter are kind of low. They're remaining low. So yeah, let's keep going here. Another thread. Here we go. Do seed oils make sunburn worse? Yes. So let's look at these panels. So I guess the seed oil is like the yellow. The seed oil eater in yellow has high polyunsaturated fatty acid content. So in yellow here, this is the seed oils. And when the sun hits your skin cells, you have higher inflammation as opposed to, a normal dermis, which is like skin, I believe. And if you're not having seed oils, then there's less inflammation, so less sunburn. Pretty neat. Okay, look at this guy. If I'm in charge of school health and nutrition, I'm giving kids raw pastured oats whisked into whole milk. I'd probably do raw milk. 85% dark chocolate, grilling, kettlebells, tree climbs, outdoor classes, take home worksheets on seed oil dangers to be signed by parents. I like this. I think that would be cool. But again, you gotta take everything with a grain of salt. That's certainly a neat way to go about schooling kids. Okay, gonna keep scrolling here. Okay, tallow is beef fat, rendered beef fat, and the tallow revolution is our way forward. I actually just did a vlog where I went to a seed oil free restaurant in Sparta, New Jersey called Burger and Butcher, and they had tallow fries. So that was really good. That was it's an alternative to cooking fries in vegetable oil. I definitely would recommend trying it. But this podcast is not about tallow, it's about seed oils. So here's another guy, Solbra, which I follow, and I really enjoy his content. So I love his titles. The Inescapable Scourge, Vegetable Oil Thread. Did you know that you are likely consuming industrial lubricants that have been repurposed for human consumption through global dietary propaganda? Yeah, so this goes back to larger corporations paying for studies saying that seed oils are heart healthy in order for them to get to be able to sell it. Okay, so examples of unsaturated oils are soybean, corn, safflower, canola, sesame, sunflower, palm, and any others labeled as unsaturated. So you've probably seen some of these oils in grocery stores, in most, if not all, processed food. So when an oil is saturated, that means the molecule has all of the hydrogen atoms it can hold. And then when it's unsaturated, some of the hydrogen have been removed, which makes it susceptible to attack by free radicals. Yeah, so it's I guess unsaturated means that it can oxidize. And free radicals are reactive molecule fragments that occur even in healthy cells and can damage the cell. Unsaturated, especially polyunsaturated oils, weaken the immune system's functions. And he has a very long thread here. Seed oils cause hormonal imbalance. Oh, here we go. Question: what can I do to offset the harmful effects of polyunsaturated oils? A small amount of these oils won't kill you. It's the proportion of them in your diet that matters. So I like that he said that. Um, you know, it's meaning that yeah, you can consume seed oils. Like just become aware, get another perspective on them through this thread. So yeah, that was very informative. But again, if you are practicing responsibility and awareness, you'll know that this isn't nothing is this is his subjective experience of seed oils, and this is my subjective experience of seed oils. So it's never the truth. It's never the truth, even though it's fun to and it's interesting to research. So that's kind of one side of it. The other, kind of want to get into the other side now, and this, what I came across, inspired me to talk about seed oils in this episode. So this article came from my friend Ray. Posted it in the Dualistic Unity Discord, and I'll bring the screen back, and it's on the other tab here. Do seed oils make you sick? Critics say they raise your risk for weight gain, heart issues, and more, but science doesn't support those claims. This was made in 2022. Soul Bra's thread was in 2019. So, both of these articles are at least 2 years old. So just keep that in mind as well. So here they get into the hype around anti-seed oils, down with seed oils. Like, this is something that I've been riding this train for a while, for a year at least. Okay, so this article and Soul Bra agree here. These oils are rich in unsaturated fats, which experts have told us for years are better choices because they don't clog arteries the way saturated fats do. There's a lot of confusion about seed oils, says this doctor from Tufts University Friedman School of Nutrition. The internet is full of so-called experts citing convincing arguments. But if you actually read the research, you'll find that the evidence against seed oils is incorrect or incomplete. I mean, evidence is always incorrect and incomplete. It's always incomplete because existence is an ongoing experience that never ends, so it'll never be complete. But in being incomplete, the subjective experience is complete. Therefore, all perspectives are valid, but also therefore, that means none of them are valid if all of them are valid. So going on here. Okay, the claim fats in seed oils are bad fats. The argument that is getting too much of a type of omega-6. Omega-6 is a type of polyunsaturated fat. So linoleic acid sets the stage for chronic inflammation. That's what they're claiming here. But then in the next paragraph, but it's a flawed argument. Only a small amount of linoleic acid we eat turns into arachidonic acid. And arachidonic acid is a building block for inflammatory compounds. And apparently, arachidonic acid also has anti-inflammatory effects. So, kind of a bit of a contradiction there. So I'm just skimming through all these threads and articles. I'll link them in the description below on YouTube, and you can check them out for yourself if you'd like to do this research as well and come to your own conclusions. But if you're listening to me talk about it, I really appreciate you giving your time to listen to what I'm expressing right now. So thank you. So they talk about omega-3 to omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. Omega-3s are polyunsaturated fats in fish, walnuts, and flaxseed. There's no question that omega-3s are beneficial and we should get more of them in our diets, but cutting back on omega-6s, which is the seed oils, isn't a smart move. The science is very clear. Omega-6s are good for health. Study after study shows that a diet high in these fats can help lower cholesterol and blood sugar. According to the AHA, getting at least 5 to 10% of your daily calories from omega-6s reduces your risk of heart disease. So if omega-6s are in seed oils, then this is saying that consuming seed oils, even though they're not like saying it explicitly, consuming seed oils reduces your risk of heart disease. Okay, here's the final claim in the article. The foods seed oils are in aren't good for you. This is partly true because the oils are relatively inexpensive and neutral in flavor. They're used in a variety of packaged products, chips, crackers, baked goods, salad dressings, etc. And they're used to fry foods in restaurants. People who stop eating foods like this say they have more energy and that they lost weight, attributing those benefits to a lower intake of seed oils. And I'd like to say that as well. Actually, just before recording this podcast, I ate a seed oil free pizza from the Angelo Pizza in Philly, and I feel pretty good. Like, I ate an entire pie. I think if I were to eat another pie that had seed oils in it, I don't think I'd feel as light as I do right now, or as energized. So I think I can agree with this statement right here. But let's go on. Many of these foods contribute plenty of calories, refined carbohydrates, sodium, and sugars. Yeah, so they're saying there's a lot of other bad shit in the foods. So if you're cutting out these kinds of foods, chances are you're going to feel better. But it's actually the reason for that is because you're eating fewer processed foods in general. And seed oils themselves aren't the culprit. And I'm definitely like considerate of that perspective, in that I've changed many of my health habits over the past year. So to say that I can pin, let me just say this. I feel the healthiest I've ever felt right now in my life. This is like the healthiest I've ever been. But to say that it's just because I eat fewer seed oils is not a complete and accurate statement, because I've done a lot of other things in my life to get me to this level of health. Like, I go outside a lot more. I get a lot of sunlight. I like try to be in nature whenever I can. I have grounding sandals, try to get some grounding in. Just stressing less about life, getting a remote job. Honestly, that's probably done a lot for me as well. Not using name brand shampoo, conditioner, drinking filtered water, even though it's through a Brita. Hopefully it's a little bit better than tap water. But there's a lot of things that I have changed in my life. And I would say I think, all of them contributes to where I'm at today. Not just seed oils. I can say seed oils has been a part of it, certainly, like cutting down on seed oils, but to say it's all of it is not true. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed me in informing you. But again, I would encourage you to do your own research and figure out what works best for you, because the changes I've made in my life have worked best for me. And that's what it should be. You have all your own answers. So, yeah, thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.